near completion of a very interesting and probably very important case is happening here at Old City Hall today. It's the so-called Twitter case, where a man named Greg Elliott is accused of criminal harassment via Twitter by now two, originally it was three, young women. I've seen one of the female complainants, Steph Guthrie, testify. She's a very bright, engaged social activist, I guess, for lack of a better word. Anyway, these two women, Ms. Guthrie and another, say that in spring and summer of 2012, Mr. Elliott was criminally harassing them. In fact, though, the investigating officer who charged Mr. Elliott has acknowledged in his testimony that Mr. Elliott never threatened either of these women. He never used any sexual innuendo. He didn't do anything that you would typically associate with harassing behavior. And I guess the bottom line of the allegation here is that if the alleged target of tweets or presumably Instagram or any of the other social media feels as though you're harassing them, maybe you are harassing them. I find it an astonishing concept, actually, that just because I might feel a certain way, that would make it so, but that's up to the judge. He's going to probably reserve, and I don't know when we'll know, the result of the case. Mr. Elliott's already paid a pretty severe penalty. Basically what he did was disagree politically with these young women. He didn't call them names, he didn't, sexually harass them or anything. He just disagreed with some of their politics, particularly their contention that it was okay to publicly shame a young man up north who had made what's called a face punch game. The guy's name is Bendel and Spur, and he'd made this video game where you punched the face of a feminist blogger. That was the game. And when these two young women saw the game, they called out this young man up north, phoned, I think, alerted the local newspapers up there what he'd done, posted warnings to potential employers. And Mr. Elliott's only comment on this really was that this was wrong. What if it drove him to suicide? He was a young man, etc. And Ms. Guthrie, at least, was quite firm that if that thing happened, if he, say, were to have killed himself or if his life was ruined, that wouldn't have been her fault. It would have been his fault for having brought it on. Anyway, as I say, it's a very interesting case, I think, because of the ramifications it has for online debate.